Mitch, it looked like you guys gained your footing somewhat midway through the third. What do you think went wrong after that?
I have to go back and look at the tape, but it felt like we might have took a couple quick shots in that stretch. I think there were some things that got us back into the game at that point. Physicality, rebounding, take care of the ball. That I think we let our guard down a little bit. I may be mistaken. Like I said, I have to go back and look at the tape, but it felt like we finally had a couple stretches where we had some solid fundamental basketball and we're creeping our way back in and didn't sustain it.
It's kind of like for lack of a better term, heat check for the team, going on a win streak and then having to play against the Lakers, just learning they got to bring it every game.
Yeah, I would hope it's not a heat check. When you play the Lakers, you should expect LeBron James, Anthony Davis-led team is going to be ready to go. I thought our physicality and just conviction, I guess, at the start of the game wasn't there, and that was disappointing, especially, again, when you are having an opposition like that where they are not going to give you anything. And so just something for us to build on and learn from.
So this is for Castle, just the 2 turnovers. As you guys have put more responsibility on his shoulders, how have you seen him handle that playmaking burden as a rookie?
He's done well. He's a natural playmaker, creator. I think he makes plays off the bounce. He's innate at passing with both hands, one-handed passes off the dribble, some things that whether you don't teach him or he's done it for long enough that it feels like it's just instincts. And so he's done well as we've continued to put stuff on his plate.
How did Devin look coming back?
He looked good. Yeah, he's, again, we know Devin's going to be able to score and help us out and continue to find his rhythm, and it's nice to have him on the court and just need to continue to build him back into the fabric of the team, and I don't think it'll take long. It's a good game tonight for him.
You mentioned the lack of conviction. These guys all year have been talking about how that's been such a focus, and they've been pretty good in that capacity. What was the difference tonight? Why was it flat?
Right now, it feels like physicality and decisiveness were the 2 things. Just felt like we were a little indecisive and out of sorts, and I think that might even have led to the physicality, or lack thereof, I should say. But the indecisiveness was felt on a lot of different areas tonight, and against a team like that where they have players that can manipulate and dictate terms, you're going to be chasing your tail or caught behind the 8 ball in a lot of different aspects.
0-2 to the Lakers this season so far. Was there something in this game that you were hoping to maybe do a little bit better than last time that you're still looking to do when you play them a couple more times down the season?
I think bigger than that, just continue to trust our process and build upon game to game. Obviously you learn or look back and reflect on things when you play an opponent more than once. But I think as much as the last time we played against LA, there were some things we wanted to improve upon that we saw last night in Utah. And so that was some of those things, just the constant messaging. We could have been better on tonight.
3 days off, is that a good thing, or is it too much of a layoff? Or I guess in this league it's always good to get time off.
Yeah, you don't get it much, right? I don't know if you don't get to choose when you have it, but you don't get it much, so you should take advantage of it. Obviously, we're coming off a back-to-back road to home, and we're starting to hopefully get a little healthier. So I'll tell you in a week or 2 if it's a good thing, but it feels like it's okay right now.
Thanks. Happy Thanksgiving.
You too.
Hey guys.
Julian, the more minutes you get playing with Steph on the floor, how have you seen him adapt in terms of the responsibility on his shoulders, not only to find shots for you guys, the shooters, but also just reading the floor and going through those progressions as well?
I mean, I think we're in game 19 now. I don't know many rookies who are doing what he's doing. I'm just going to call it, what it is. But for him, just just going through it. He's just going through it game by game. There's really no game plan for it. There's no, right way to do it. But he's getting a lot of opportunity. Obviously, some guys are out. Some guys were out, coming back. But he's definitely showing that he's a piece for sure. But he's coachable. That's what it is. He's coachable. He wants to learn. He wants to get better. And he wants to win. And I think that's going to be his main attribute going forward. Is just he wants to win. He wants to learn. So when you have those two kind of things, it's going to happen for you. So yeah.
Mitch said you guys lack a little physicality and conviction
Yep.
at the start of the game. Can you put your finger on why that was?
I don't really have no reason why. I mean, obviously we came off a back-to-back. They played a back-to-back too, if I'm not mistaken. There's really no excuse for it. Shots didn't. I don't feel like we shot the best in the first half of the game, so that kind of gave us a little hill, hole to climb out of. But at the end of the day, there's no excuses. We gotta be better on that end of the floor. I mean, I said it last time. We're gonna hang our hats on that end of the floor. So if that's what we're gonna do, we have to, come do it every night, even if it's a loss. We want to play 48 minutes of good defensive basketball. Yeah.
Entering tonight, you guys had won 14 of the 8 third quarters, outscored your opponents. Do you think that any part of tonight's loss had to do with the fact that you didn't get that third quarter like maybe you had hoped for?
I don't really put it to no quarter. Mitch did say, we were down by 4 in the third, 65-61. And in those moments, we have to, dig in, lock in. And I don't feel like that was there tonight. Obviously, I don't think any of us did. So I don't want to say it's because of the third quarter, because it's not. But it's a 48-minute game. We gotta lock in.
Coming off a 4-game win streak, and you can still take a lesson from that. All the lessons you learned in 4 wins. What do you think the main lesson was tonight?
The same one in all the 4 wins. Just gotta play harder. Even when we're winning, we still gotta play harder. Some of the games we won, I feel like we could have won by even more. Just playing harder. But definitely the physicality. I feel like it's gonna be the same thing throughout the whole year. We're a young team. Obviously, we don't have the LeBron James or whatnot, but we have, and I think we're pretty good with what we have. But we have to play harder as a team. There's really no excuses to it. We all have to come out and say we want to win a game. We have to go out here and hit people. Not like that, but you know what I'm saying. Physicality. So I just think that's what it is.
Well, they got you.
Mitch,
Right way.
It looks to be ahead of schedule.
No, I'm joking.
Mitch said Jeremy looks to be ahead of schedule. What can he bring to you guys? Considering the way he was playing, what can he bring to you guys when he comes back healthy?
Yeah, no matter what numbers Jeremy puts up, whether it's 20s or 2, he brings a certain level of physicality to the game, a certain level of nasty, as Pop would say. And any team needs that, and we especially need that. When you have a guy like that who comes off the starts, but when you have a guy like that who comes in the game and that's just his identity. There's no shaking that. He's like that every night. There's no nights where he's not being nasty. He's not getting on the floor. He's not getting rebounds. He's not playing hard. It takes it personal. It's personal for him. That's going to push everybody to do the same exact thing that he's doing. Guys may not be as good as guys may not be as good as him as what he does, but it'll give us the extra push to, we got to keep going. So definitely a big energizer bunny for us, for sure.
I hope you guys maybe survived, I guess, for lack of a better term, in his absence with the rebounding, the physicality, the defense, everything that he brings. How have you guys been able to survive that thus far?
Yeah, obviously we still have a defensive monster in Vic, sitting back there at 7'5". I just feel like all the guys are coming together and saying, all right, we got to stick to the game plan. I think that's really what it is, sticking to the game plan and playing hard. That's how you kind of make up for the absence of a guy who does that naturally. So, yeah.
Thanks, Julian.